Welcome back, everyone, to our Let's Play series of Motorsport Manager. Now, unfortunately, I had some audio problems with my microphone when I was originally recording the video that you're seeing. So what you're hearing right now is me doing a little bit of a voiceover. Uh, we'll begin by, as I normally do, talking about the bonuses that you're going to see. And of course, Laura always gets the pit stop bonuses to make her spend as little time in pit lane as possible, while Chiaki will get the performance bonuses for both race trim and the tires. So I'm not going to narrate the entire video. What I'm going to do is a little bit at the beginning, a little bit at the end, just to give you an idea. And the reason I don't want to narrate the whole thing is one of the fun parts of making these videos for me is when I get an opportunity to do everything as it happens. Everything is live. All my reactions are just as they happen naturally and the same as they would be if I weren't recording at all. That's one of the things I really love about it. So as you go through the video, keep that in mind. I hate that the sound didn't come through, so you don't get to see me explaining everything. Like right now, obviously I'm explaining and showing you the setup and the different methods I used during practice to get the best setup that we possibly could. In this case, I was testing out different tires to see what strategies I was going to be able to use. For Chiaki, I knew I wanted to go with a two-stop strategy, even though there's only 18 laps in the race, just so I could be super aggressive. And then for Laura, we'll use a one-stop strategy. So that's kind of what you're seeing me go through right now on the screen. Unfortunately, you don't get the original narration, and by no means am I going to try to recreate that, because I don't think that's possible to recreate my emotions and what I was thinking as I was recording this for the very first time. But essentially here, we had a situation. We got 18 laps. I need 3 stints of 6 laps, and the Ultra Softs are right on the edge of making that. You can see there on the screen, we've got 6 to 8 laps for those, and I generally try to count on getting one less than what they're showing me there. So I'm counting on 5, which isn't going to get me where I need to be. So essentially it means I can't push those tires as hard as I would like to in order to get the maximum speed. But that's kind of the idea and where I was going with that. So we'll see how this all works out during the race. But again, keep that in mind. During the race, you're going to be seeing me try to work out a two-stop strategy for Chiaki, a one-stop strategy for Laura. And the idea is to get these tires right down to about 25% tire life remaining. And the reason for that is with the softer tires, particularly with the Ultra Softs and the very soft tires, once you get below 25% tire remaining, the speed really drops off. I mean, it's like falling off a cliff. So any performance gain, any speed gains you had by using the softer tire will be gone in a flash if you get below 25% wear there. So what I'm trying to do, and basically what I'm explaining that you're seeing on the screen right now, is me trying to explain that very thing and how I'm going to try to manage these tires and use them right up to that 25% level, but not get below that if at all possible, because of that speed loss that happens very quickly. So with that in mind, I am going to stop the narration now, and I'm going to let you watch the video. So there'll be a few times during the video you'll see me moving the cursor around and doing things like that. But if you guys have been following along with the series, you know pretty much what it is I'm talking about. I'm either talking about fuel mileage, or I'm talking about tire wear at that particular point, or the fact that, something like if Chiaki is on a two-stop strategy, I need her to get out in front of Laura and really push, so that she can get as big a lead as possible and make up as many spots as possible, because by doing so, that gives her the best shot of the best finish. Since Laura will spend much less time in pit lane, she doesn't have to worry so much about speed. So with that in mind, keep in mind we've got Steinman is our chief competition here. It's really the only other team I'm worried about. We have great speed otherwise, but Steinman does have a better car than us and comparable, if not better, drivers, depending on where we are in the season, as they tend to change as the season goes along. Drivers get a little better, a little worse, depending on their age and other factors. So you can see now we're talking about fuel and how much fuel I want to put on board. Naturally, I want to put as much fuel as I need, but really no more. It's not as crucial for Laura because she has the pit stop bonuses, and it takes quite a bit of difference in fuel to make any difference in her pit stops. But at the same time, every additional amount of fuel that you add that you don't necessarily burn before your next pit stop is performance loss because it's more weight on the car and less speed that you're going to get. All right, so we're almost ready here to get started in the race. A few more things that I'm talking about regarding to the setups and again, tire choices and how I did the practice session, but I'm going to leave it for now. So what you'll hear from this point forward in the video until I come back toward the end is you'll be hearing the sounds from the game, which are fairly muted because I try to normally keep those down pretty low while I'm recording the voiceover. At this point in the race, we are now entering into the final lap. And so what you see me doing on screen now is pausing so that I can point out, how much tire wear we have remaining. And the fact that this being the final lap, we're going to take all the fuel, all the extra fuel we have and extra tire wear that we have remaining. And we're just going to go full bore as hard as we can. Again, keeping in mind that these tires, you don't really want to get them below 25%. But with this being the final lap and us being so close to the number 2 position, with the leader being well out ahead, we're trying to get that number 2 position if at all possible. And this is really the opportunity where I get very concerned about our ability to win a championship, because who finishes 1 and 2? Well, it was Steinman, which is our really only competition in the Tier 1 series at this point. And with us trying to beat them in the team championship, it is crucial that one of our drivers finished either first or second in each of the races so that we can break up them finishing first and second as they did in this particular event. So we just simply did not have the speed to keep up with them. I mean, we nearly got second place, but first place was well out ahead of us, which is kind of troubling for me to think about going forward in our quest to become champions this particular season. Our speed at this point in time is about as good as it's going to get at this point in the season. Any parts that we make going forward are probably not going to make it onto the car because of risk levels and that kind of thing. It's just simply time that is left in the season. We're going to continue developing parts, but you sort of got what you got by this point in the season. You can see the point differential for finishing first and second versus third and fourth. And now we get to the driver standings. They've taken over first position in the driver points. And then on the next screen, we're going to see that in the team standings, they have essentially wiped away all of our lead that we had coming into the race by virtue of their first and second finish. So not good news for us. I mean, normally you would think third and fourth place finishes would be perfectly fine. But in this particular case, it doesn't help our cause since we're going for the championship. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the race and me being ultra aggressive and really trying to split things up and just have some fun with it. Again, whether we win this championship or not isn't the most important thing to me. What's most important is that at this point, after 100 plus hours, that we're having fun with this. And let's do the things that help us have fun. Again, hope you enjoyed it. You can see there the morale, everything is going great. So we're going to keep pressing hard. Thank you for watching this episode and stay tuned for more Motorsport Manager.